that hard work that you put into researching for the back cover, this is the time when you're going to start using all that valuable information and copying and pasting it into your design. So I have the book, the backside file open in my Illustrator program, and now I'm ready to go ahead and start building it. We need to adjust the ruler just like we have been. So I'm going to go in here and adjust my ruler. I'm going to add 1/8 of an inch to each side like we have for the last 2 panels. So I'm going to come in here and add that 1/8 of an inch. Don't forget that center. I always seem to forget it and need it later, so I'm going to make sure I remember to put it in now. Okay, so we are ready to go. I am going to lock this layer, and I'm going to start with my tagline. So I have that already typed up. All I have to do is make a text box, choose a font, and actually add it to my project. So I'm going to grab my type tool. I'm going to come in here and stretch that out. Make sure it's centered, which it is. Start deleting the inside. For this part of the book, I'm going to use a font that I haven't used before. I'm going to use one of the 3, but I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to use the Forma Display. And click inside the box, go to my properties, choose my Forma Display. Now, every single font is different. It has many different variations, or sometimes fonts are limited. So for instance, I used the art script for my heading. I'm only restricted to using regular. For this particular one, there's more families that are associated with it. So I actually have a variety of different choices of what style I want for this particular typeface. So I'm going to choose bold because I want it to stand out. And I actually want to italicize it too. So I'm going to choose bold italic. I'm going to come over to my Google Doc, and I chose number 3 for my tagline. So I'm going to highlight it and copy it, Command C, come back and actually just paste it. Okay, it should have pasted inside the text box, which it didn't. So I'm going to try that again. Let me go back over here. Grab my type tool and click inside. Oops, I made another type box. That's the one frustrating thing. You've got to be careful you don't end up with a bunch of extra boxes. I'm going to take my type tool, click on the outline of the box, and then I'm going to paste it in. So I told the computer where I wanted it when I took my type tool and actually clicked on the border of the box. That went ahead and put the type inside. Highlight it and definitely increase its size. I'm going to start with 100. Way too big. Let's go down. Let's try 72. Still too big. It should be a one-liner, so I don't want this to have to stretch. Okay, and I'm going to center it. And it didn't seem to apply the font style that I wanted, so I'm going to go back and do it again. Do the Forma Display, and I'm going to do bold and italic. Okay, I'm going to add a question mark to the end of that and bring it down. Have it centered and bring it down. Okay, that's my tagline. I'm going to lock it, and I'm going to move on to testimonial. I'm going to add a text box again. This is going to be a little bit bigger. It's also going to be centered. Copy, paste. I do not want it to be the same exact style as before, but I still want it to be in the same family. So I am going to go ahead and just mess around with some of the different choices. I think I'll go bold but not italic. And I think think I'm going to go ahead and fit this one on one line and have Newsweek on the other. So I'm going to shrink this down. I'm going to make Newsweek bigger, and I'm going to make the tag, the testimonial a little smaller. Okay. All right, next we have our blurb. I'm going to lock this, make a new layer, call it blurb. Okay, I'm going to make a bigger box for this because it's a little bit bigger than the other ones. I'm not going to center it. Come over here. I'm not going to indent it either. And I'm going to grab my blurb, copy, and paste. And I don't want it bold anymore. I want this to stand out, but I don't want it to be too thick. So, and then I'm going to stretch it out a little bit more so it fits in the space. That's a little too big. It looks like I'm trying too hard to fill in my space. And I'm going to come down. It's not centered. Okay. I still don't like the style. I'll try regular. Good. Bring it down even more. It's just a matter of aligning everything. You just don't want it to look crammed. You want it to look like it flows really well. Next one, we're going to add the author's bio. That can go up here. So, author bio. That's going to be located near his picture, so I'm going to come down here, come over to my doc, and paste. Okay, it's too big, so I'm going to go ahead and decrease it until I can fit everything. Obviously, it all needs to be one size, so I'm just going to start off with 18 and then just increase it. If I need to bring it up, I will, just a little bit, because I need to fit it all. Okay, that looks good. And it is way too hard to read, so first thing I need to do is I need to make his name bold. So that automatically right off the bat needs to be darker. And then I also need to make the rest of it a little bit bold as well because it's a little bit too light. Okay. I realized too that I need to, oops, I'm going to zoom in here. I need to get that comma. I want it to match. Actually, it looks fine. No, it doesn't. See, it's different than the one below. So let me grab that. Grab just the comma. I know it sounds silly, but it's just those little tiny things. Okay. All right. You are officially ready to save this as a Illustrator file, and then you're going to save it or export it as a ping, and you'll have 3 different artboards to work from for the next video where we're going to learn how to put it into the mockup.